Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. I'm filming again last minute. I thought we could go through my bookshelf and kind of organize. I have some books here that I need to add either to my TBR stack, which is this big stack, or I need to add to my bookshelf. And I thought we could take a tour and kind of look at all of the books that I own, as well as my reading plans, previous reads, stuff like that. So this is the state of my bookshelf. It's kind of also a landing spot for just random stuff too, like my Switch, my old phone, a mouse. But I have this little New York City Lego architecture piece, and then I have the London one here, and then I have a bunch of random pens and crochet hooks. I crocheted this. It's a little heart. Not my best work, but it's cute. And then I have this as well that I painted. So most everything is in alphabetical order by author because that was just the easiest way to put all of the books on the shelf. Most of the books that are on the shelf I've given higher than a 4 stars. So if it's on the shelf, I probably enjoyed it. There's some books down here that I was going to reread for a video. I have a stack of books in front of me that I need to add to the bookshelf in their respective locations, but I wanted to talk about them because they're not obviously in other reading vlogs. I have Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. This book was a recent, I would give it a 4.5 stars. I'm trying to get better at not just using the 5-star scale to describe my thoughts and feelings on the book, but I feel like it's a good place to start because that's kind of what everyone knows. I really enjoyed the discussions of the meaning of life and what makes a life significant, which is the relationships you have with other people and the love. There was parts in the beginning where it was hard for me to distinguish the characters. We follow Alice and Eileen, who are friends from college who email each other the updates of their lives, and they both are in different relationships and going through different things, and they both are trying to navigate their lives. And so every other chapter is an email from one of them sent to the other describing these updates, and then you kind of get a chapter of what actually is happening, and it's very interesting. It's pretty mundane things, like it's very slice of life, like not much happens, but it's very interesting. I highly recommend if you want that type of literary fiction read, I guess. The next book that we have is Loveless by Alice Oseman. I found this at a Goodwill for $3. I have already read this book and I loved this book, and I love everything that Alice Oseman writes, so of course I wanted all of the books physically. I haven't found them yet, and I like to buy my books secondhand or used bookstores or stuff like that, just because it makes them cheaper. So this one I got at Goodwill. I want to eventually do a reread of these books, but now is not the time. I will just continue to collect them. So I have I Was Born for This as well in the like American US hardcover, and then I have a hardstopper 1 to 5, and we'll get the 6th one when it comes out in paperback. And I have a couple book club books. My other book club book is over there, but we're still talking about it, so I won't put it on the shelf yet. But we have Chasing Harry Winston by Lauren Weisberger, who wrote The Devil Wears Prada, which funnily enough the 2nd one is coming out, or it has come out. And yeah, this one's about 3 friends in kind of the early 2010s, and they're all navigating relationships and trying to figure out what their next step is, and they're trying to like get out of their comfort zones. So they make a pact that they're going to do something to get out of their comfort zones over the next year and see where it takes them. And it's very, very 2010. I'm not gonna lie, it's very late 2000s, early 2010s, but it's like a fun book club read. I have The Hating Game. I don't know why in a mass market paperback size, and they sit right next to each other, so that's fun. Then we have The Outsiders, which I read in 8th grade, but I reread it for my book club because I wanted to read it. It's set in Oklahoma. It is about this guy who is literally 13, 14. It's a class and stuff like that. I really don't know how to explain this book, but I did learn that S.E. Hinton is a woman, and I was assuming for the past decade that it was a man because I'm no better than a man next to people we meet on vacation. That makes sense. Okay, then we have Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom, which I feel like has been talked about a lot on social media. I found it in a Goodwill and I took some lessons from it. I dog-eared pages. I think it's something that I will need to reread a couple times in different eras of my life to try and take different things away from it. It's basically about this guy who is getting lessons from his professor post grad or post school, I guess, and basically his professor is dying from ALS and he is trying to kind of pass on this wisdom and advice and stuff like that to his former student. Then we have All About Love by Bell Hooks. This book inspired The Art of Loving by Olivia Dean. I love that album so much, and this book was very interesting and very insightful. Highly recommend if you enjoy nonfiction books about how love is all around you rather than just looking at romantic relationships. You should also look at the love that you have within. This is what happens when you do it alphabetically, is there's books that probably don't go together genre wise. People when you meet on vacation being next to The Outsiders, being next to All About Love is kind of funny. Then we have Man Called Ove. This is a book that I need to reread for that video where I said that I was going to reread some of my old favorites and see if they still hold up. So that's this stack. I'm gonna put it at the end still in the bottom where I have this little space. I need to not forget, and I did forget that I had these books, so somebody get me to read those again. I have a video rereading some of my old favorites already, but I want to do it again because I think that was a very enjoyable experience for me. And I just reread The Deal by Elle Kennedy, which is something I haven't read in 5 years, which I didn't realize it was that long, and I enjoyed my experience during that, so I want to do more rereads. Then we have this stack of books, which is all TBR. We can go through my physical TBR. This is not all of them, obviously some of them are down there, but we've seen all of those from my main TBR video, so I'm going to quickly go through what's in this stack. Starting from the top, I'm going to work my way down because this pile is very unstable. We have Nada. It is a book in Spanish, and I've been saying that I want to read more books in Spanish, and I have yet to do so. I also have another one over there, which I'm not going to get because it's under a pile of stuff on my desk, but it's the Como Agua para Chocolate, and so those two books, that's my goal by the end of the year, is to finish these two books. Probably won't see this one in a reading vlog, but this is one of the books that I want to read this year. Then we have Sandwich, a novel by Catherine Newman. I haven't heard much about this book. I've started it, and then I realized it was more of a summer book, so I put it on hold. So I'll probably read it within the next couple months. And I have 2 copies of this book. I have Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I read Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Really enjoyed that book. I've also heard really good things about this, obviously. And this one is the arc of it, but I found it in a Little Free Library, and before that I bought the hardcover that is signed, but the dust jacket is a little bit ripped, so I'm gonna give one to my friend. We have The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory. This book I found at Goodwill for $2. It is a mass market paperback, and I wanted to be that mysterious girl who has a book in her bag at all times. I don't carry a bag that often, so I don't really know, but this is my little mass market paperback copy because they've stopped making these, and it's just like so small. I mean, it doesn't look small, but like compared to a normal book, she's tiny. So next one we have Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. I have started this on my Kindle. I got it from the library. I borrowed it, so I'm reading it on my Kindle currently, and I'm only about 10 pages in, so I can't really say too much about it, but I feel like this book is such a fun color. It like stand out, and it's been staring at me on my shelf. Then we have A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. Also, some of these books were also in my hobby video, my 7 Days 7 Hobbies video that I split into 2 parts. One of them had reading in it, and I went to Goodwill and I bought a bunch of these books. I love this version of the cover, so I got this for $2 at Goodwill. Then we have A Million Junes by Emily Henry. I have literally all of her other books on my shelf. Then we have Life and Other Love Songs. I've put this on TBR for multiple months. I think it was on my 25 books to read in 2025 as well. So hopefully one day I get to it. The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Cindy Mandana. And I've seen really good things about this, but I also want to wait till the spooky season or like the fall but I also know that there's like Summerween that goes on, so I could read it then. Then we have Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Mason. I got this from the Little Free Library. Then we have Anatomy of a Meet Cute. I remember distinctly getting this from the Little Free Library because I traded my book Anatomy by Dana Schwartz, and I thought it was funny that they both had anatomy in it. That's literally the only reason why I got it. I need to speed read this. Then we have Circe by Madeline Miller. Okay, we have One Day by David Nichols. I don't know if I'm actually ever going to read this book. I loved the TV show, but the TV show literally haunts me to this day. It devastated me. Then we have Beautiful Country. This is a nonfiction memoir, but I'm really excited to read it. I actually read it during AAPI month. Then I have the second book in the Crazy Rich Asians books, which is China Rich Girlfriend. I didn't love the first book, but then I watched the movie Crazy Rich Asians, and I really kind of started to want to read the second book. Okay, this is my other copy of Burial Bones in the Midnight Soil. This is the signed edition. This is the part that's ripped. Then we have Battle of the Linguist Matches. I have the Heaven and Earth grocery store. This book has rave reviews, and I have yet to read it. Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, obviously a classic. I read Pride and Prejudice, I think last year, and enjoyed it enough. And lastly, we have The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I think Taylor Swift read this book or like listened to this book or something. I've seen it floating around the internet. I don't remember where I got this. I think I got it in a Little Free Library. Have yet to read it, yet to be interested in it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's like different than my vlogs, but I'm trying to do a combination of sit down videos and vlogs, and also I'm trying to stop doing videos last minute, but I'm a procrastinator at heart. I'm not usually a procrastinator, but I don't know why for some reason making videos I literally leave to the last minute. Anyway, that's for another time. Thanks for watching.